The RLCS 21-22 season has been long, grueling, and rammed with more delicious drama than our esport has ever seen.
Thank you guys for the support, it means the world.
Kyle does it!
Each step of the way, armchair analysts and players alike have had one thing in common: wrongly thinking we knew it all.
Yikes.
I love being that wrong.
We've been following these 5 players throughout the season to see where they've stood as time has made its unremitting march.
The World Championships are finally upon us. Here is what our pre-season stars thought along the way.
There's a lot of dark horses surrounding us with Xset, V1, True Neutral, Ghost. So it's going to be an interesting and sweaty first split, I can tell you that.
I think the teams that are going to make Worlds are obviously us and Renegades. I don't think there's any underdog teams that can make Worlds from AC.
I would say our main rival this season is going to be Envy, and that's all because LANs are coming back. I'm excited to play Turbo, hopefully on LAN. I think the Turbo effect, even after 2 years, is still going to be a super big factor.
I think our main rival will be Team Vitality.
Who do you think is the best player in the world?
I think that, of course, GarrettG, Squishy Justin, First Killer, Mist Turbo. It's impossible to pick like the best player in the world when we didn't play like in a good way for like 2 years.
If I had to give a shout to an EU player, I'd probably have to give it to Jack on Dignitas because they've been playing really well. They seem like the only consistent team in EU somehow.
GarrettG's the best player in the world.
Well, there you go.
The only reason I think that is because I value consistency and just overall ability, and I think Garrett's just so consistent.
I will probably say that the best player will be Astral.
Fantastic setup, and what a read! Oh, so speedy.
I think teams that are like having pretty good chances at qualifying for the Worlds is probably Vitality at first. I would say K-Corp as well, seeing last performance.
I think BDS will be the team to surprise everyone at LAN, and I think they'll actually struggle.
I think in Stockholm, one team who's gonna surprise a lot of NA player maybe gonna be Misfits. I think Misfits gonna make it.
I think NRG have a pretty good chance of winning the next major. I think they're probably the best player, the best team in the world right now.
In Sweden, I think this might be a little bit of a hot take, but I think FaZe will not be that great of a team when it comes to LAN. It's a lot of flashy plays, and that stuff, in my opinion, just doesn't really translate to LAN environments, and especially at Sweden, since it's their first LAN, they might struggle.
With their pre-season predictions locked in, the largest year in Rocket League history began in earnest. It was time for the full split. 3 online regionals followed by the first international Rocket League LAN since December 2019. So, who would end up right? And who would look just a wee bit silly?
Oh, what was that double tap from Express?
Now what can they do? On the edge! Now he looks over to the help that he's got. Fever! Unreal, my friend! NRG hold on to their 1-goal lead.
Oh, it's still so close, and the death touch, but what a mistake!
Garrett takes too much time. There's the set!
That LAN is probably, honestly, maybe the worst individual performance at a LAN I've ever had.
Obviously, we would have loved to have won it, but weren't good enough.
We're gonna try to change a bit our play style because it's not working well with the current meta.
I just won a like international major.
Why was that so special?
Why is it so special, Stumpy? Please.
I asked you, which team will surprise everyone at the next event? Your answer was...
I think BDS will be the team to surprise everyone at LAN, and I think they'll actually struggle. Yep. Well, I couldn't be any more wrong.
We proved that we are not like only onliners, you know? A lot of teams, especially from other regions, can underestimate us as a team because we don't have like the LAN experience.
So who would you say, if you had to pick one of them, is the best player in the world right now?
I'd pick Monkey Moon just because of the winning.
If I have to pick one from them, I'm gonna just pick Monkey Moon.
First killer, probably the quickest player on the ground. Like, he's always moving quick. But Monkey Moon knows when to use his speed a little bit more. He's a bit more controlled. But yeah, he's the best player in the world, I think.
Jory is definitely the best player in the world at the moment after that major performance.
I still think Monkey is one of the best players, if not the best. I know there is a lot of players that are like good enough to compete with him, but I just think he's the best right now.
What do you think so far has been the most memorable moment of RLCS 21-22 season?
Honestly, for me, every time someone asks a question about this split so far, I just keep thinking of Ahmed's 0-second goal versus G2.
G2 will quite happily take it. Sandrock, they don't want to go there. Ahmed!
First series on RLCS LAN ever for the region, and this man hits a 0-second goal to win. Like, that's sick.
It's a good chance for SRG though. Senzo wants to double. He just misses. Wide open for TRK.
I think G2 was the one that was a really big shocker for me. They just didn't seem like G2 that I'm used to.
Well, my team's definitely changed as we decided to pick up Atomic from Envy and do a switch with Drees. I think with more practice and just more effort from us and more just time together, I think we're going to start getting back to where we were and climbing the rankings in North America again.
Which teams from your region are going to make Worlds?
If Team Queso really wake up and like can be really consistent, I think they can have a good spot to maybe not make Worlds, but like make it close to make Worlds. I really think they have the potential to do something good.
I don't think there's any underdog teams that can make Worlds from OC.
Do you still agree?
Yep, unless like us or Renegades can secure a third spot, for an OCE team. I think we can win all 3 regionals. I think at least we'll win 2.
I think Furia, with their Sweden under their belt, I think they'll make top 8 or top 6.
I think Furia will surprise everyone and make a run in the playoffs. I reckon they're going to make top 8 and then potentially make top 4.
I think hopefully we'll make like top 5 again at least. Like we're gonna aim for top 1 of course of the split, but like hopefully we make like top 3, 4, 2, something like that.
Obviously want to stay with more time, and with Atomic, I think the more experience we get our belt is just a literally ticking time bomb for us to gain experience. I don't want to discredit BDS because I think they're going to be on a roll now. But I also think NRG might be looking for their revenge.
I think NRG have a pretty good chance of winning the next major. I'm not gonna say anything about the last major, and I think still for the next major they're gonna be by far the favorite team to win.
I don't believe in jinx anymore. This might be a terrible, before disaster strikes, but I want to win. We want to get better than BDS. We're hyped, we're motivated, so I think we can win this major.
Our 5 brave predictors had locked in their takes ahead of the winter split, but which resident Nostradamus would prove closest to the truth? With an appearance in front of the first crowd since Season 8 on offer, our now seasoned professionals once more began battle.
Gets the flip, gets the shot, and puts it up for 90 and in. Backflip, CJ, right back to 1-2. Wow!
They make sure that EG don't have that space and touch. First killer's in the air all by himself. Double shot! Rise to Mullen. He's going upfield. He does it. He does it. All the time. He got stumped up. Oh my goodness. G2 finally.
I've got opinions about G2 dropping Drees.
I swear they're making those teams too worse.
They finally get an incredible young talent. They do well with them. They get like a really good result for his first ever LAN. They're like, nah.
And he played good. Like he may have been their best player that event too. I love being that wrong. G2 are just like incredible after removing Drees, and yeah, Envy were nowhere.
I mean, Atomic's sitting there triple pre-jumping in the final. Like, I think all the control heavy kind of teams ended up not doing so well.
All the time. He got stumped up. Oh my goodness.
The Winter Major was just, honestly, everything I've learned from past LAN experiences. So from getting second in Season 7 to doing pretty miserable in Sweden, I knew that Queso was going to be fatigued. They've been playing a lot of Rocket League, but like for us in season 7. They were inexperienced. The season 7's what pushed us to not let another slip up happen again.
My name is Extra. I play for Team BDS with Monkey Moon and Seiko.
Who is the best player in your region outside of your team?
Either Joris or Seiko. I'm a genius, you know?
Demo in the backfield. Nice shot from Seiko.
I know like a lot of casters thought Seiko would be a good idea, and it is. We are training hard, doing some mental work as a team. I'm not sure if we will win, but I hope we can do good results, and I think we can.
How do you think the upcoming split is going to go for NRG?
I think it's going to come down to the wire this time. I just have a feeling. But at the end of the day, I just want to lock in enough points for Worlds. And I think there's a universe where we don't make the major and we somehow have enough points because we have such a lead. So Worlds is important.
As of, 10 minutes ago, it's just announced that we've signed with Team Power. We've had a good run of form since the end of last split. We won the 3rd regional, and then we've won an off-season tournament recently as well. It's just up to us now to execute on the day, really.
We got to start off the day with Dignitas looking for the rebound against KC Pioneers. The Pioneers got a bye yesterday.
The Pioneers are an interesting one.
Plays it low, past the scrub, off the back wall. Oh, there's Banana.
Yes.
He got it.
They are still yet to actually win a tournament, but they made the major.
Do you wanna apologise to OCE for saying that no underdog teams could make it?
Yes and no. I kind of want to hold off until the end of this next split to sort of say, because I'm pretty confident, we're gonna make it. So it still might be proven right.
I think Furia, with their Sweden under their belt, I think they'll make top 8. I'm happy and proud of myself for that take, because I think a lot of pros knew how good Furia will be, but speaking to their existence, that was nice.
I think Furia will surprise everyone and make a run in the playoffs. It didn't surprise me at the time that they sort of made a decent run like that, and pretty happy with that one actually.
Since Saturday, I'm not on the starting roster of Vitality anymore, which means that I'm a substitute for them now. Next split, it's hard. I think hopefully we'll make top 5 again at least.
So how did the last split actually go for Vitality?
Pretty bad. We underperformed on most of the regional. I think if we replaced anyone from this team to anyone who's good, it's gonna be better than before, because we just couldn't click anymore.
If you could give a message to future Fairy Peak to watch back on after spring, what message would you want to say?
I don't know. Hopefully I'm refreshed now, and I can get back to competition in 1 or 2 months.
Who is the best player in your region outside of your team?
I want to pick Beast Mode. I've always known how good Beast Mode was, but the stuff he's been doing has been really next level, to be honest.
Definitely Beast Mode stepped up and had an incredible LAN. Probably actually in that sort of contention for sort of one of the best players in NA at the moment. Actually.
He's posting viral tweets, posting his prom date, and then he gets on ranked and just slaps me. I don't know what to do. He's just dubbing. He's dubbing in life. I think we're the underdog at this point. He's just insane.
I think Falcons will show up if they make the London major.
Next major in London, who takes it?
Considering Queso or Moist's performance lately, I would go with them, and I will not predict myself to win.
You know what? I'm just going to go the safer option and go Queso. I think, assuming they keep doing what they've been doing, I think as long as they stay in the upper bracket throughout the playoffs at the major, I think they'll be fine, and they should be able to win it.
I don't know. I'm gonna try to pick Dignitas again. I'm gonna trust them with the coach to win the next one.
We'll win the next one. I'm gonna say it again. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna say it myself. I'm gonna give a thoughtful answer. I think BDS wins the next major. Seiko's the GOAT. He's gonna pop off. I think the whole honeymoon thing too, it's a real thing. When you show up with a new roster, you're like, okay, this is new. This is exciting.
I think that Energy is gonna bounce back, and I just feel like there's so much history that's pushing them towards it. For some reason, I feel like stuff like this exists in real sports and esports. The Copper Box Arena again with Garrett and Justin still on the team on NRG, like I just feel like there's history that has to be rewritten.
So you're happy going then with NRG for the upcoming major, despite predicting them last time when they went out 9th to 12th.
Yeah, if NRG lets me down again, then I'll have a talk with Garrett and let him know that he's got to fix this because it can't keep happening.
I would like you just to give future GarrettG, the one after the spring major, give him a message from right now. What do you want to say to him?
What do I want to say? Good job on your spring major dub. If we bomb, that'll be funny.
With big predictions across the board for GarrettG and NRG, surely they would succeed. The hallowed halls of Landon 2.0 awaited the teams which reigned regionally supreme across the final 3 online regionals of the season. But with the competition tougher than ever, some springtime shocks would surely await.
But they've got Ahmad and Falcons in the way. Here's Jan. They need some more magic from him. Ready from behind. And the beast mode towards net. Your backs are against the wall if your team's Falcons. Meanwhile, Moist Esports.
Most I think that like a team you need to beat on the first match of the day, and because they won like 3 matches before their final, on the final they were like unstoppable.
Next major in London, who takes it?
You know what? I'm just going to go the safer option and go queso.
Finally gets one right.
Let's go. Finally. Happy with that one. Seeing the crowd and hearing the crowd chanting Rise, Joy, and Vatira. Just that moment will be stuck in my memory for forever, I think.
Since Moist won the last major, my best play in the world would probably be Vatira. Whether it was defense, setting up his team, just shooting, I think he's definitely the best in the world right now. He's always super clinical, super consistent, and it's really impressive.
So who's the best player in the world right now then, would you say?
I would say, honestly, I'd have to say Yan. I think he's like the reason they won Gamers 8, obviously, and the reason they won some series at the spring major. So the impact he has alone is just crazy.
Interesting. No one has said any player outside of North America or Europe so far. I think throughout the entire year.
I think at this point you could add Sam and Mina to not being minor regions anymore.
I think Falcons will show up if they make the London major. I'm a genius.
As version 1 here to collect, but maybe only for a moment. A pass, shot puts away.
That shout feels good, but I don't think anyone like knew Falcons was incapable of that.
I'm not just impressed because of how good they are individually. Like, they are just a good team.
Second place at the major with all the team in the world. It's now some results.
I think they're insanely good. You know, they're real world's contender now.
They waited 5 years on 100 ping. It's like, it's honestly deserved. Same with Furia, honestly. Like, I could not Q ranked on 150 ping and make something positive out of it.
Ahmed, I've been a fan of him for literally like 2 or 3 years now. I remember DMing him saying he's going to be so good, or he already was, but I just was a fan, and I think him specifically at that major was honestly surreal, and I really think he's only going to get better from here.
We'll win the next one. I'm going to say it again. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say myself. I'm going to give it a thoughtful answer. I think BDS wins the next major. Oh my god, I was 0 for 2. I just want to lock in enough points for Worlds, and I think there's a universe where we don't make the major and we somehow have enough points. I manifested us not making it. That's why we didn't make it. I literally said it right there. I said I see a world where we don't make the major and we make Worlds. I hate when my powers are too strong.
Okay, looking then forward to Worlds. What is your prediction?
I'm gonna pick G2 to be like second. Okay, I'm gonna pick Falcon to be like third. NRG to be like fourth, and Moist to be first.
Falcons, BDS, Moist, and I reckon G2. 1 NA team on NA home soil, I reckon, in the top 4. You know, you can't go past Moist to win it all.
I would have to put us. I really think Moist, you can't really not put up there. And the other two is a little bit tougher. I really think that BDS will probably bounce back. And then for my last team, oh, that's tough. I really like Falcons, but I want to put a team from NA there.
I think my winner would probably be BDS.
I'm not gonna predict myself at all this time. I'm gonna say Moist, V1, Falcons, and G2, and then V1 wins.
V1 wins.
I see a world where they win.
Last time you said you see a world, that came true.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, no, that's disappointing. The biggest sort of hit was not securing it in OCE when we had the chance. You know, we had a couple games that we lost that, you know, if we'd won those, we just would have secured our spot straight away. So that's sort of where it really sort of hurt the team a bit, I guess.
If you could give a message to Future Express, what would you say to him?
The only thing I'd say to my future self would be, you know, it's been fun. It's been a fun ride. It's been a long ride. And yeah, it's been fun.
No matter what, you got to look back and realize what you're doing in this moment, which is playing a video game for an absurd amount of money with people that you can call some of your best friends on your own team or just around the scene, get to hang out with them, travel the world. It's just honestly something you can't really like take for granted. It's been a dream, and no matter how long you keep playing, these will be the memories that stick with you for the rest of your life.
Like, not getting at the world one time is not a big deal. Like, if you don't get it like 2-3 times in a row, then I'm probably gonna think, okay, maybe maybe I'm done. I've been a player for like so long that taking a bit of a break for like 4 or 5 months of a competition is just like giving me so much time to think about other things. Just trust your instinct and do it.
Honestly, to just be proud of everything that we've done. It's kind of hard, but like in this scene, it's like everything's about what happened recently. So I have to be the one to remind myself like of how well I've done and like what I should be proud of, because like a lot of times everyone's just talking about what's happening now, which is understandable, but it's kind of like I always put myself down if we're not immediately doing well, you know? So that's something I would say to my future self, to just be proud of the past, like, you know, past 6 years, or even if I like fall off completely or you know, can't play anymore or whatever, just it was all, you know, it was all worth the journey.